Danny. It's another episode of Danny's Dimensions. You know what I'm saying? I'm here with my boy, Coach Rod. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
up, fam?
We're going to do a
What's up,
bid. We
fam?
got some stuff to talk about, some late night boxing thoughts. Well, not late night. Might be late night for those that's on the West. But first of all, man, let's get into it. Spence versus Ugas. Saturday night. It was a good
Mhm.
fight. Spence mainly dominated the fight. Give me your thoughts about it.
Hey, hang on 1 second. Let me pop my headphones in.
All right.
Better
While you
sound.
doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You straight. Perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right,
Can you hear
perfect.
me?
Probably some.
Perfect.
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So I thought, well, personally, man, I wasn't too shocked. And I know, a lot of people might have been shocked for whatever reason, but what happened is what I expected to happen. I mean, Spence pretty much walked through Ugas. Now the only thing I didn't expect is for Ugas to stand there and be a heavy bag the whole night.
Right.
But as you kind of look more at his fights, what he's done in the past, it does make a little bit of sense. He's one of those Cuban fighters that doesn't have movement, which is it's kind of weird, right? He's definitely an anomaly. He doesn't move that much, but he's calculated when he throws, and he sets his punches up nice. But the thing that got him last night or Saturday night, excuse me, was Spence's prowess, just his controlling of the ring. Obviously, Ugas just standing there, Spence's jab, and Spence's work rate. The
And the
volume, the
body.
jab. Well, that's what I mean by work rate.
Yeah.
So he was just putting punches everywhere.
Right.
And his work rate and his volume punching is what really kind of threw Ugas off, and he couldn't, I guess, adapt at all. Like, I mean, the first 3 rounds was pretty competitive. It's pretty good, and I mean, obviously, he hurt him in the 6th round. There's all kinds of speculation of why, or whatever happened with the referee telling them to stop, or maybe not telling them to stop, whatever. I was watching
Right.
it last night to see if I saw anything I didn't see on the fight, just watching
Right.
clips, and I mean, honestly, man, it looked like uh, to me, it looked like that Spence, didn't really, maybe the ref did say stop, but it looked like he just kind of lost a step for a second, and then
Right.
got caught in between. So that was one of the things, man, that I noticed too about Spence, which is one of the things I was going to bring up. His footwork, man, was all over the place. He wasn't as balanced as he usually is. He didn't look comfortable all the time in there. Now, of course, when he was teeing off, but he was a little off balance a few times I saw, and usually Spence's foundation is a little bit better than that. Even in that 6th round, right before that that whole whatever happened, where he got clipped and fell all up against the ropes, he had got caught right before that too,
Yep.
and was
There was
stumbled
right.
back a little bit, like looked like his foundation was off, maybe his stance was off. I don't know, but guys, this is a teaching moment. Foundation and stance is so important in boxing. You have to make sure that your foundation is solid, because if it's not, it's very, very easy to get caught off guard. So you should train making sure that your feet are at 90-degree angle, 95-degree angle, making sure that that balance is always on your back foot, making sure that if you ever get pushed, pulled, punched hard, that you can always fall back on that back foot. Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled program. So, so, but yeah, that's what I noticed. Ugas, I just think he didn't know what to do with all that volume, and I mean, Spence being the size he is, and throwing and placing punches where he was placing them, just looked like Ugas was one dimensional, and he just got beat. But like I said,
Yeah.
personally, I was excited about this fight, but I wasn't like overly excited. I was like, I mean, it could go somewhere, but it wasn't in my mind like this is going to be a severely tough fight for Spence. Just even regardless of how he came back, unless he was came back looking like trash, which I did not expect, because I saw the
No.
media workout and he didn't look like trash there.
Right.
So I mean, good fight. I never had it 50-50. I think I actually predicted the 9th or 10th round is when it would be stopped.
Right.
I didn't.
Yep. You
Obviously, I
did.
didn't. Yeah, obviously, I didn't predict the orbital bone fracture or broken ribs being the reason, but I did predict that that would be the time of stoppage. So good fight, but like I said, not too shocking.
I think Ugas, like I said, he made it like you said, he made it easy for Spence by standing right in front of him. He doesn't
Yeah,
fight in
he
the
just
yeah, he doesn't fight in the
yeah,
classic Cuban style like he normally like most Cubans do. Like if that was like a Joel Casamayor or somebody like that, it would have been a different fight. Or
yeah,
somebody provided Joel Casamayor fought at welterweight. I think he fought at welterweight with Timothy Bradley, but that was later on in his
yeah,
career. But anyway,
yeah,
but just analyzing the styles. But if
yeah.
you guys had fought like a real Cuban fighter instead of just standing in front of him, I think the
Hmm.
style that worked for Pacquiao, he got enamored with that style, and he thought that that was going to work against Spence. No, you
Well,
have to.
actually, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. Good.
No, no, no. You good?
Now I was going to say actually the style he used against Pacquiao would have worked better because
Yeah,
he kind of fought Pacquiao moving on the outside a little bit, you know, cutting the ring off here and there. But the problem with that is that he was the taller fighter, and actually he's a little bit taller than Spence. I don't know about the reach exchange, but he's a little bit taller than Spence. But he just stood there, man. Like there's really, I mean, you can't do anything standing there shelling up.
no,
So I mean, the way he fought Pacquiao would have given him a better chance than the way he fought Spence
yeah,
last night or
yeah.
Saturday night.
I agree with
Um,
that. I agree with that.
he's just not on his toes. Just watch him. I mean, his footwork. It looks like like I said, he doesn't. If he didn't tell you he was Cuban by his style, I wouldn't think he was a Cuban fighter.
No,
He's kind of a straight up and down guy. He counters nicely here and there, but no real power. I mean, I think it was 14 knockouts out of 27 fights or 27 fights, something like that. Is not a lot.
right,
No real power. He's a good counterpuncher here and there. Um, I've seen him hurt people, but I haven't really seen him hurt anybody of note. I
no,
mean, Pacquiao didn't look hurt. I mean, he looked hurt after the fight, but that's just because he probably took a lot of punches, but he
right.
was fine. He was fine. Um, but yeah, man, like I said, honestly, if people ask me like, "Hey, man, what do you think of Ugas?" I'm honestly not severely impressed. I think he's a good boxer. I think he's a good, step up fight for someone. But I don't think he's on an elite level with these guys that we're talking about, like the Spences and the Crawfords and folks like that. Now, granted, he did hold a belt, but I think he beat the Pacquiao that was a shadow of himself. I don't think he beat the real Pacquiao. I think the real Pacquiao probably would have beat him too.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably
So
so. That's a fair assessment because I
yeah.
mean, I like Ugas. I think he was a good fighter. But like to that particular fighting style did not serve him well at all. I don't know what he
Nah.
was thinking. I guess he thought he could walk through Spence or whatever type of style he thought he could fight. Um, I thought that he would probably box and move a little bit more, but he didn't do that at all. And
Yeah.
like I said, he did hurt Spence in the sixth round, but leading up to that fight, leading up to that round, I can't really find a round to give to Ugas really. So it was basically a
I think the
dominating
third. I'd give him the third round.
third,
Over. I
probably,
think in the
yeah,
third round he did pretty good in the third round. First was Spence, second Spence, third was him, fourth, fifth Spence, but he
right,
just looked better. Six obviously Ugas, and then from there on it was a wash.
a
Yeah, it was a
wash,
wash. I
really
pretty much
wash.
could have turned the fight off at that point.
Yeah,
I knew there was no way he was coming back unless he knocked him out. He couldn't even really hurt him like that. He didn't have enough
right,
knockouts to hurt him. So
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, he didn't really have the power to hurt him, like you said, the 14 knockouts in his
yeah.
fights, and so we knew he wasn't a big puncher. So I don't understand why he had that strategy. And Spence's power, is it real or is it? What do you think? What do you think of Spence's power?
That's a very good question. Is it real?
Is it real?
I think he
Because he
has
did.
good.
Because when you look at it, he fought Mikey Garcia. Okay, Mikey went the distance. Mikey was a
Yeah,
lightweight coming up.
yeah.
Um, he broke, the orbital bone of Kell Brook. He broke the orbital bone of Ugas. He's been known to break jaws and different things like that in other fights. Um, so,
Um,
what do you think about the pop? But Porter, when he fought Porter, who stood right in front of him, which that was the style that Porter does anyway. But Porter doesn't stand in front of you. Porter actually he's very herky jerky while he's doing what
Yeah,
he's doing. So it's not like he's just standing in front of you and shelling up and waiting to get
yeah,
hit. You know what
yeah.
I'm
Well,
saying? So,
that's actually a good segue because I actually had just listened to the Last Stand podcast with Brian Custer. I'm sure you probably watched that.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
has all his fighters on here, and he just had Porter on there. And Porter is pretty much sold on the fact that Bud is going to beat Spence for
Oh yeah, he
various
is.
reasons. And one of those reasons. Um, well, let me before I get sidetracked. So does he have real power? I think he has solid power, but I think he has power that you if you're not getting hit with it consistently, like how somebody has like one punch knockout power.
Right. He's
I don't think he has that. I think he
no.
has power where it's slow, it's methodical, it's placed in the right spots, and
Yeah.
it's constant. It's constant. It doesn't stop. Maybe the rhythm might not even change, but it's constant. And that kind of power, I mean, eventually can hurt you. But if you're smart enough to not get hit with that, then I'm like, does he have real power? Who knows? Because I don't see him stopping people with one punch. I don't think I've ever seen him do that.
No.
So I mean, that's the 50-50 thing there. Is his power real? I think he does have power, absolutely. But I think it's not the kind of power that is going to just like it's not like Deontay Wilder power or like Tank power. It's not like that. It's like power that is pressure as well as volume. So he throws a lot of punches, but he's also pressuring you while throwing punches. And eventually they start to break you down because I mean, who is he stopped? Who was the last person he stopped? I think Lamont Peterson. And what year was that? 2015 or
I think it
2016,
was
something like that.
actually it was Kel. Kel. He stopped Kel in the
Well,
11th.
was that really a stop? Was that really a stop though? Well, yeah, I guess you can call it a stoppage. Yeah, I mean, like knocked out cold. Like who is he? I don't think I've ever seen him do that
Probably
before.
Peter. I don't think I've ever seen him knock somebody out cold. Probably when he fought Ocampo,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and that
yeah,
was a long time ago.
yeah.
When people were so
So
high on him. So
yeah, so I mean, but like I said though, even when he stopped Kel, it was pressure. It was
yeah,
pressure. It was
yeah. It
placing
wasn't. It
punches.
wasn't.
It
Yeah.
wasn't like it wasn't like Kel backed up when he first got hit by Spence. It wasn't like that.
No.
It was like, oh, okay. But they try to stand in the pocket, and he's a great inside fighter. He's a great body snatcher. So I mean, there's things that he does on the inside that are better than the folks that he's fought, and he's good at those things. Like I said, his volume. I mean, he threw over 1,000 punches in the Mikey Garcia fight. That lets you know that he has volume for days.
Yeah.
He probably has the most volume punches or the highest percentage of volume punches in the welterweight division, I would think. Just from that performance alone, I don't think anybody else has scored those many punches, landed punches, in a fight that I mean of note that's recent. Um, so like I said, does he have power? Yes. Is it one punch knockout power? No. Can you stand there in front of him all night? No. But can you
No.
take a
You can.
punch, move, and counter him? Absolutely. Because the thing that Ugas didn't do, if he would have realized, Spence will walk you down, but Spence is straight up and down. If you're moving, cutting angles, cutting corners, he has trouble with that. Sean
Absolutely.
Porter had him off balance so many times.
So many times.
And I tell you the truth, man. If Porter didn't get caught in that 11th, he won that fight, in my opinion.
In
If
my
Porter
opinion,
did,
too.
and he knew it too. That's why he was so pissed off when he fell and got up and was like, "Let's go," and tried to finish him. Porter just doesn't have power. If he had power, he even hurt Spence a few
He
times.
hurt Spence several times.
And
Several
he had,
times.
but if he had power, it might have been a different fight. It might have been a different fight. So, but yeah, so like I was saying a minute ago, Porter actually said in that podcast, he said Terrence Crawford is the best welterweight at the welterweight division right now, hands down, no
Absolutely.
question. When he was asked, and he said that who was and Brian asked him, he said, who was your most difficult fight? He said Terrence Crawford, hands down. He said that Terrence is going to. He has so many more attributes. He said, and he also fights his fight. He said now. He said now what Spence did. He said Spence came into the ring and he fought me. He tried to fight my fight.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to be better than me at my fight. He said
Yep.
Crawford came in and did exactly what he was wanted to do and how he wanted to do it. And he says he thinks that's how it would be every single time they fought. He
Yep.
said now Spence might switch it up next time if he ever had an opportunity to fight Porter again. But he said Crawford did exactly what he wanted to do in there. And
He
he
did.
said it was the most difficult strategic fight he's ever been in his career because he just couldn't find him. He was so fast. He was just a lot of different issues that he was having with Crawford. So this is coming out of the horse's mouth, and he just fought both of them not too long ago, right? Like he fought Spence in 2019, was it 2019, 2020? I think it was right before the accident,
2019. Yep.
2019, and he fought Crawford a few months ago. So
Right.
this is coming right out of the horse's mouth, and I believe him because I also feel, like I said, I feel that Crawford beats Spence. I don't know how. Like I said, I'm not saying it's going to be an easy fight. It's going to be fireworks because both of them want to win. But I do believe that if Crawford is smart and he's dedicated to his game plan, and if he's able to move in and out, side to side, keep Spence away from him for real. Even if he gets into a dogfight with him, he can match him power for power. That is one person. I mean, and the record states it. His last 10 fights are knockouts. And I
Right.
mean flush knockouts. They're knockouts. They're stoppages. So the last person Spence stopped is Ugas. And
Right.
before Ugas, it was Peterson.
Right.
Because didn't he fight Brook after Peterson or before Peterson?
He fought Brooke after. Well, so it was Brooke, but stoppage. You really, when you say stoppage, like legit actual like stoppage was probably Peterson. More more
Yeah.
more legit than Brooke because
Yeah,
he
like
had
on
to
his
get Brooke
back.
down in order for that. He
Yeah,
stopped
yep.
Peterson like mid round. I want to say like seventh,
Yeah.
if
Like
I'm not
on his
mistaken.
back. Something like that. Like on his back, they threw the towel in kind of stoppage.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Right.
Brook only took a knee. And that's only
Yep.
because his eye was hurt. It was obviously a barrage of punches, but his eye was hurt. He couldn't see anything. So he's like, hey, let me take a knee. Um, but like I said, I'm not knocking Spence. I like Spence, but when people try to compare and contrast him with Bud, man, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And it's not because I don't think it'll be competitive. I think this is the Hagler Hearns of our era, but
Right.
I just don't see it. I just don't see him losing to Spence, man. I just don't see it.
I don't either. I don't
Yeah.
either. I think that's the best fight that can be made. There's no other fight that needs to be made at this point for
Nah,
supremacy.
not in welterweight.
Nope, no other fight that needs to be made. He says he wants to fight, so we'll see. Hopefully, it finally happens. Crawford's been chasing him for quite some time now. He actually
Yeah.
pulled up on him at one point, uh, as you see on Fight Hype. It showed
Yeah.
on Fight Hype. Shout out to Fight Hype. Showed that, and he pulled up on him, and he was like, "Yeah, man, you need to fight me. Come on, let's do
Yeah.
this. You fight me
Yeah.
next." Then he started talking about Pacquiao. He started talking about
Yeah.
Garcia. And he had Bob right there in front of him.
They bet $1 million on it.
He said, "I bet a million." Yeah, he said, "I bet a
Yeah.
million."
And he
He
said,
said, "I'll stop you." He said, "I bet a million. You
and
won't
they
stop."
shook on it. And they shook
And
on
they
it.
shook on it.
So
So I
who
wonder
knows
if
if
that.
that'll hold up? But
Yeah, I wonder if that's gonna hold up. That I hope that does. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because we know Bud Crawford, man, he's a technically sound fighter, but he also got a lot of dog in him.
he
A
has a
lot
ton
of
of
dog.
dog.
That man is.
He has a ton of dog. He's just not as well known as Spence, and that's the thing. Like I said, I believe that I believe both of them have dog. I believe both of them are solid fighters, man. And this is why this fight matters so much. It's such an intriguing fight. But like I said, just because I believe in fundamentals and I believe in agility and I believe in athleticism as well. As an athlete, I think that Terrence is a much better athlete than Spence is. Spence is a good boxer. He's foundational, like I said. But the things I was seeing on Saturday, if he makes a mistake like he did, like he said, "Oh, I made a mistake. My mouthpiece fell out," and I thought the ref said, "What?"
Woo!
If he makes that mistake with Crawford, he's getting finished. And
It's a
I looked
wrap.
at Ugas and I looked at Ugas after he hit him, and he only hit him twice. He knocked him up against the ropes, and then Spence
And he
came back like he
stopped.
was back. He stopped exactly. Crawford's not going to stop unless the referee jumps in between them. He's going to walk you
Right.
down, and he's going to strategically place punches that he knows are going to hurt you. Like that's what he's known for. He's
He's a
one of the best
finisher.
He's one
He's
of the
a
best
finisher.
finishers. Right. He's one of the best finishers in the division, probably in boxing, bro. So I mean, we have to really take all of these things into consideration. But bro, it's a great fight, man. I'm excited for it.
It's a great
It
fight.
puts it puts boxing back on the map a little bit, man, for the people that are following.
Yeah,
Not
well,
like
we
these
got
clowns, not like these clowns in these boxing knowledge things
Come
things
on,
we have
man.
on Facebook here, or these people that don't
Saying
really
that
understand boxing.
saying that, that Crawford
Shout
fought
out,
Spence's leftovers.
yeah, shout out to boxing group chats and things on Facebook. You guys are awesome.
You guys know a lot about boxing, man.
Yeah, you
You
guys
guys
really
know
been
a lot.
watching
You
this
are
for.
pundits, man. You are
Yeah, man.
gurus.
These guys know
Saying,
it, man.
saying Spence fought the Crawford fought Spence's leftovers. And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he was a number 3 rated welterweight in the world. How can he
Yeah,
be a
all right.
leftover?
Yeah,
Right.
he doesn't matter at all. That's the only other guy up there in that echelon to fight. But okay.
They were saying
Then my man,
Stanionis, fight Stanionis. That's a bigger
and my
fight, right?
man's yeah,
Come on.
my man's couldn't even tell me who the last person is that Crawford hasn't fought. When if you were following boxing, you would realize the person I'm talking about is the one that he just fought on Saturday. You watch boxing. you follow boxing.
You follow.
You
Somebody
follow
let you in this
boxing.
chat room. I don't know who let you in
Yeah,
there.
man. Like it's amazing
They
that the
should be
name of the chat
fired,
is called.
and their admin duties should be relinquished.
It's amazing that
Instantly.
the name of right. It's amazing that the name of the chat room is called Boxing Knowledge, man. But it is what it is. You got to have your casuals too.
Yeah, you gotta have. That's what
Uh,
makes boxing what it is, right?
yeah. If there's nobody for us to go back and forth with, man, it'd be boring, right? So
Right,
it's all in fun. It's all in
right,
fun.
right.
Right.
Well, getting away from that, let's talk about the Erickson Lubin fight that he had
Whew,
last
man, that
Fundora.
massacre.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was. It was. Real quick, we're gonna touch on
yeah,
that.
it
What do
was.
you think about it?
Well, I think we saw a very very determined Lubin who just could not overcome the attributes of a guy that has been graced with, with height and
Yep.
length and
Can't
strength.
teach. Can't teach that one.
Um, yeah, you can't teach those things. I think that Lubin he looked very good, bro. Like for a majority of that fight, and he got knocked
He
down
did
once, but he returned the favor in the seventh and knocked down Fundora for the first time ever in his career.
in his career.
So I think that it's yeah. So I think that what I saw was a determined Lubin that just could not break down the giant. But here's the catch: that giant, if he doesn't switch up his style and he steps up and fights the winner of Castano Charlo, which in my opinion will probably be Charlo,
He's
Charlo's
not
gonna
beat.
break him down. He's not gonna
Not
beat him.
beating
Charlo's gonna break him
Charlo.
down.
He's not beating the loser of the fight. He's not
That's
beating
what I'm saying.
if that's Castano, he's not beating Castano.
Nah.
He's not beating any of
Um,
the top 154 pounders. He may not even beat well, he might beat Julian. He might beat Julian William. Uh
yeah.
but
J
he's
Rock is
not beat,
chinny, and Rosario's body is weak, so I think
yeah,
both of them he probably can beat.
he probably can beat
Um,
those guys.
yeah,
But the upper
he probably
echelon,
beats those guys,
up
but
top, he's
mhm,
not doing anything with them. He's not doing anything with it at
nah,
all.
I don't see it happening. But I mean, I think he's a cool fighter, he's a cool little fighter, but I don't think that he's like anything for us to like be. Oh my gosh, because I mean, some of these boxing pundits quote on pundits. They're all on him now too. They're like, oh my
They
god, he's the
overhype people,
greatest thing
man.
ever. Like, but yeah, and then they get
Yeah,
knocked
they
out. They're
like
like, oh my
they treat him
gosh,
like
he's
he's
trash.
they treat him like he's another Mungia Jr.
Yeah. And Mogia I actually like though, but
Yeah, I like
but
Mungia.
yeah, no, yeah. So no, I thought it was a good fight, man. I was on the edge of my seat, man. I enjoyed that fight because I didn't really know
It
what
was
to
a great
expect
fight.
because I thought about Lubin and I was like Lubin, the last time we really saw him, the last time we really thought about him was
Charlo,
or at least if you don't follow him like that was Charlo, right? That
Charlo.
knockout. So I don't
Yep.
I honestly don't follow Lubin that much. Like I didn't even see his last 6 fights. But I was impressed with what I saw because he got back up and he kept coming, he kept coming, he kept coming, he didn't stop. But Fundora was just too much, man. But
Too
like I
much.
said, um, but the guy that Tony Harrison beat and made it look easy is the guy that he had trouble with in his last fight. Fundora had trouble with in his last fight.
Yep.
I forget the guy's last name. Something Garcia. Is it Garcia? Sergio something? I forget. But regardless, that lets you know, man, how important styles are in
Right.
fighting, and Fundora doesn't really use his height the right way.
No, he
He,
doesn't. He
he gets
doesn't.
down
He
low.
comes right
Yeah,
to you.
he gets down low and comes right to you because I mean nobody's ever really given him a reason not to, right? I mean, who has he fought that's
Right.
given him a reason not to? So,
Right.
but as he steps up with these next two guys, because he can only go up from here, and
Right.
I'm super excited about that fight. Whoever wins out of that Charlo Castano fight, that's yeah,
That's gonna be a barn
both of them,
burner, by the way. That's gonna be a
yeah,
barn burner.
I'm
It's
excited
not gonna
about
be
that one.
easy fight for either one of those guys. Yes.
Nah,
Yeah. So a fight that we're probably not excited about is Tank Davis versus Rolly Romero, other than the press conference and Rolly
well,
Romero's antics.
well, man. Honestly, I'm not gonna say I'm not excited about that. You know, sometimes we need those kind of fights. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
because I mean it has some history to it. I mean, Rolly could shock the world. I doubt he
he
will.
could.
He could. Yeah, I
He
doubt he
could.
will. I think Tank's going to absolutely murder him. But you know, he could shock the world. He could shock the world with one punch. You know what I mean? Who knows?
He could.
I'm excited
If
for the
Tank right.
antics. Yeah, I'm excited for the antics. I'm excited for the weigh in for sure. Because you know, only God knows what Rolly was gonna say, and or
He's
do.
always coming up with a
Um,
soundbite.
yeah, so I'm excited, man. I'm actually looking forward to that one. You know, to an extent. I don't. I mean, it doesn't do anything for
Just for
Tank.
the entertainment purposes, if
Yeah,
nothing else.
exactly. Right. It doesn't do anything for Tank as far as being, you know, increased on the pound for pound list, but I think it's
Not
a
at
cool
all.
fight. Yeah.
Right. And speaking of good fights for Tank, I think that I don't him being a proverbial. There's been rumors about him being a free agent. He's been talking a lot of tough talk on Twitter, saying that he's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much done with Mayweather Promotions and how
Mm-hmm.
he's been used in Mayweather Promotions. So who's and also there's been talk of Eddie Hearn saying that hey, we would love to sign Tank Davis and some other. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you think would be the best situation after this fight goes? I don't think Mayweather Promotions is the best situation for him, myself personally. But what do you think is the best situation for Tank Davis to get him the fights that he needs to get to propel his career?
Man, become a free agent.
Yeah,
Shoot, become a free agent. I mean, Floyd did it.
right.
And doubled his salary, doubled his bringing, doubled his revenue, more than doubled, tripled that joint.
Yeah, yeah. He
Probably more
became a
than
pay per
that.
view star because of that.
Yeah. So I mean, if he doesn't want to stay with Mayweather, I mean, who else is out there that's really popping like that? PBC. I mean, you're already kind of with PBC through
Kind of
Mayweather.
with
You
yeah,
know,
you kind of with PBC already. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you see what
Top
that's
rank.
gotten you.
Yeah, who can go with
Top
top? I
rank.
mean, he's a star. He's already a star. You can go top rank. You can go with MTK Promotions. Go with Eddie Hearn and those guys. The Zone. No man, I think either he just stays with Mayweather. I think that would be my option, or start your own. Go a free agent.
I think
Um,
free agency probably be good for him. Test his options, see what's out there for him. What
yeah,
gets what is prominent for the lightweight division or the 140-pound division? Because I think if I'm not mistaken, on the zone, and they have Devin Haney and those guys, and we do have a Devin Haney Kambosos fight coming up. So
yeah, that's in June.
he can fight the winner of Devin Haney Kambosos. If he goes to top rank, he can fight a Lomachenko finally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know what I mean? There's some good options at
but
lightweight.
all this side of the street stuff, man. No, he could fight
It
those
needs to
guys
stop.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
definitely
could
needs
fight
to
those
stop.
guys now. He could
He
fight
should.
Lomachenko tomorrow if he wanted to.
He really
But
could.
I do think that part of the Mayweather fiasco is Mayweather may not be putting him in front of the best opponents. He's putting him in entertaining fights, which is building his prowess. But you got to look at where Tank was before he got with Mayweather. I'm like, dude, if he built you this far, you know what I mean? I don't really see it as a good thing to leave if it's working. You know what I mean? Like I understand your contract is up, or if it is up, whatever. I don't know all the details. But if it's up, then I get that. But it's like, man, if you still can get another leg on their contract, man, hey, get you another leg on their contract and keep pressing forward because I do think that eventually they'll put him in front of the fights that matter. But I mean, At 135, there's these quote unquote four kings. Ryan Garcia is a no. I don't classify him as a queen, as a king. I'm not gonna call him a queen, but I think he's he's definitely like a what do you call like an indentured servant or something. Like he's not a king, bro. So you know what I mean? Like
He's not
it's
even
like
a
you got
prince, huh?
nah, he's not even. I was gonna say Prince at first. I was like, nah, he's not because I don't. Nah, Ryan is not impressive to me, bro. Unfortunately, but he never has been. He just knows how to market himself.
Just
Uh,
a flashy
he's very
guy with flashy speed, but
yeah,
not too much substance. And I
right.
was
He's
really high
fast.
on him after the Campbell fight, but then I saw that he got dropped. The way he got dropped, I was like, eh.
I was
And then
never high
and
on
then
him.
this last fight
Yeah,
didn't really help his stock at all after
I
being
was.
away from. And then his mental makeup is just not all wrong, man. The
Yeah,
way he's
I
acting,
was never. Yeah, I was never high on him. I always thought that he was subpar. And primary reason is because he was just knocking out guys that he should.
right?
You should knock these guys out.
You should get him out of there,
You should get him
right?
out of there. You're you're 5, 6, 7 inches taller than everybody you fight. You know what I mean? You're fast, so you have speed. So if they don't have any movement or understand how to get around these punches, then you should be able to reach them because your reach is longer than all of them. So it's like what are we really praising? Who have we really seen him fight that's of note besides Luke Campbell? And Luke Campbell almost, I mean, technically almost could have beat him if he didn't get stopped. But Luke Campbell doesn't have any power.
That's true. That's
Doesn't have
true.
any power, so he didn't have anything to stop him with. But one of the biggest things, man, like I always say, I'm a stickler for footwork. Ryan has
Mhm.
none, and he travels with that chin high in the air, waiting for you
That's
to
why he
hit him.
got caught with that left hook.
Exactly why he
Like
got caught,
Campbell.
and because he stood there waiting to catch him with one of these flashy Instagram punches. Ain't nobody gonna stand there and wait for that, bro. Not if they know what they're doing, they're gonna catch you and move on. That's what happened. So even the guy he fought, what was the guy's name he fought this past weekend? The little African guy, he was moving well on him, and that's why it was so
Yes, he
hard for
was. Yes, he was. Emmanuel Tago.
Emmanuel Tago. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was moving well, and that's why it was hard for him to catch him. He couldn't walk him down, couldn't get to him. I think he dropped him once and didn't finish him. So it's like, come on, bro, this man looks like you're fighting your son in there, and and it's, I mean, really, I mean, like the size difference was ridiculous, and I'm like, come on, man, like
ridiculous.
what you can't even stop this dude. You ain't ready for you ain't ready for nobody real. So I think
Right.
he needs to continue fighting guys like that. Continue fighting guys that are kind of at that level until he gets his prowess. And I wouldn't even say gets back to where he was. He needs to be better than what he was to really
Yeah.
match up with these guys that are talking right now, like the Haney's and the Cambosos, and even shoot, man, even Teofimo. Teofimo cleans him, in my opinion.
Cleans the
Um,
clock.
yeah, but Teofimo I think is going up to 140,
Lomachenko
but still,
does something
oh,
real. Loma,
Lom,
Loma does him
Lomachenko dog
dirty.
walks him.
Does
Dog
him
walks him
dirty.
because he has no footwork, bro. He stands there in front of you and wings punches, and it's like, dog, I see that joint coming because you're not. It's fast, but it's in the same spot and it's the same rhythm.
Every time.
If I eat one of them, that's okay as long as that one doesn't knock me out. I know exactly now what your tempo is, what your speed is, and I know exactly how to get in between it. That's called splitting punches. That's something that you got to come to the gym to learn how to do. Man of War Boxing and Fitness Academy. Come check us out.
Yes,
But
sir.
but
Shout out to Men and More Boxing Fitness Academy.
yeah, man, come check us out.
Always gotta
That's
get those
called
that get the promos in there.
yeah, you gotta throw the promo in there, you know what I'm saying? No, but no, I'm just joking, man. But yeah, but really that's what it is, man. This Ryan's not Ryan, no, he's not he shouldn't be considered one of those kings up there, whatever. But you got Tank, you got Haney, and you got Kambosos. Those three guys, I'm excited to see those three mix it up. And even Lomachenko, I'm excited to see those four mix it up. So take
Yeah.
Ryan out of that, put Lomachenko in the four kings,
Mm-hmm.
then we can talk. I think that's
Yeah,
a real.
we
I think
definitely
that's real.
we
Yeah, I think
definitely
that's
can
real.
talk.
Yeah,
All right, but last but not least, we got Tyson Fury
I'm
versus
excited about that.
Dillian White. It's coming up. It's coming up. I think Tyson Fury definitely wins the fight.
Yeah,
But there's always that chance that there's that left hook with that Dillian White has that punching power.
and that overhand right that he has as well.
The overhand right is good too.
Uh,
So, what you think? What do you think? Who do you
well,
got
no, I
your?
think no, I think White loses, but I think that but I think it could get interesting at maybe some point. But no, I think White gets washed. Yeah,
I think the angles, the everything, man. The
yeah, no,
way
White gets washed.
Tyson Fury is 6'9", he has angles, he has everything, literally everything. I
Yeah,
don't see. I don't know if there's any we talked about this before. I don't know if there's any heavyweight out there that
now,
beats Tyson Fury.
nah, not right now. I think Tyson runs the division at this point. I don't see anybody beating him. Um, I think the only person that would probably give him a little run for his money that's actually in the division and actually, quality right now probably would be Usyk at this point. But that's only because he has boxing ability. But if Tyson walks him down and gets big body on him, then I think that's a wrap as well.
It's over.
Um,
It's over.
yeah, I
It's
think
over.
because there's no way he's gonna be able to manage all that weight. There's too much weight. Um,
Right.
Dillian kind of the same. Dillian, I think it'll be a good. I think it'll be good for however long it lasts.
Right.
But
'Cause he'll be
yeah,
game. He'll be game. He'll come to fight.
yeah, he'll be. He's always ready to fight. But he,
And he did, and honestly, he deserves the shot because he's
oh
been
heck
screwed
yeah,
over. He's been screwed by the WBC for a long period of time. So
heck
I'm
yeah.
glad to see him get this fight. Fortunately, it has to be Tyson Fury and not Deontay Wilder, who I think he would have a better chance.
Yeah, I think he would have had a better chance against Wilder too.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, no, I think if anybody deserves this fight, it's definitely White. Um, it kind of sucks that the whole thing didn't turn out the right way to where he could have fought Wilder because I mean he was on the back burner for so long. But
yeah. He was
but
because of
yeah,
the whole steroid thing, and then they said he didn't take steroids, and he got
yeah,
back into the WBC's graces, and it was like, man, all this time that this took for
yeah,
him to get to this point, now you fighting Tyson Fury.
yeah. And he's probably still,
Congratulations, you just earned
yeah,
yourself a fight with Tyson Fury.
right. Who nobody wants to really fight.
Nobody wants to see
Yeah,
him right now.
nobody wants to fight him. They know what's up.
Right,
Um,
right,
but yeah, no, I think it'll be a great fight. I'm excited about it. But like I said, I don't see it being too competitive as it goes down the stretch.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, real quick, just talk about your what you got going on with the MOW boxing, you know what I'm saying, and the fighter that you're training. And you have an amateur boxer that you're training right now. So tell us about him.
Oh yeah, man. He's one of many, man. But yeah, we're growing, man, and we're making some moves and making some strides on just trying to build out more. We're still taking in clients, but we will be kind of closing that down soon. So if you're interested, hit me up ASAP because we are our space is kind of getting full. So we want to make sure that we can still maintain the people we have as we grow into new people as well. So we will have to have a small cutoff, but that's okay. In a few months, we will be upgrading our space and move into a bigger spot as well. So, but yeah, man, it's coming together well. We have a couple of guys that we are training ready for fights. We did have one. That's Will Giddens. Shout out to Will. Great job. A couple of weeks ago here, he had his first amateur fight. Did very well. Made some rookie mistakes, but it's his first fight, so that's to be expected. Working on some things with him, man, and just trying to get the name out there and trying to get people to understand that boxing is such a great sport. Not
Yeah,
just
it
you
is.
have to come in there and bang and hit each other all upside the head. That's not all it's about. It's
Right.
also about discipline. It's also about creating character, building confidence, getting in shape, getting all these things, man, that you can get from boxing, man. And then just especially once you really start to study it and learn, you really get to even get down into strategies and game plans. And you got to understand, man, it's chess, it's not checkers. um
Absolutely.
so we but yeah, man, the gym is doing great. We're excited, man, for where it's going. I'm actually in the place of hiring folks now and kind of spreading things out. So it's going well. It's going well. I,
That's
I could
great.
not I could not be more pleased with what God has done up until this point. I only expect Him to do more. So thankful.
Absolutely, man. That's a blessing, man. Make sure you guys hit up the link right here, facebook.com MOW Boxing, if you want more information about how to be a part of this. And also,
It's a movement, guys. It's not just a boxing gym. It's a movement.
Yes, sir.
We're building young and old people, men, women, children, babies, whatever. I mean, you're starting at 5 years old. Nobody younger than 5, but, but you got to at least be potty trained. You feel me? But because it's not a daycare. It's not a daycare. It is a boxing gym still. It's not. Let's not miss it. But it's a movement, man. So don't forget that. And we always keeping God first. And when God's hand is on it, man, you can only expect success. So that's the thought pattern. That's the idea. That's the aura of the gym, is to always know that with God, all things are possible. You can be a champion before you know it if you just let God lead you and guide you. I guarantee you. And you are a champion already. So don't think that if you haven't won everything, or if you haven't got to everywhere you want to be in life, that you're not capable of doing so, because you are. You're a champion, and what you do already, just know that there's more things that you can do too, and boxing is one of them.
Yes, sir. So
All
with
right.
that, you know what I'm saying? We've come to the conclusion of another episode, another great episode with my boy Rob. Make sure you hit the link, the facebook.com MOW Boxing. Also, make sure you hit my link, facebook.com Danny's Dimension Podcast. And for those that subscribe, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and also tell your friends, tell your aunties, uncles, father, mother, everybody.
Get up on it.
Support your local group, support your boxing, support everybody, man. Support your local podcast. You know, just keep doing what you're doing, and I appreciate everybody that's been supportive of me, and I'm supportive of Rob as we continue our journey.
Yes,
So,
sir, man. Definitely support Danny, man. Get up on his page, subscribe to his YouTube channel, subscribe to his podcast, man. There's good stuff happening here. I know he's got a lot of cool things coming too, man. He's probably not trying to share with y'all, so I won't say anything yet. But I'm sure he's got
not
a lot
yet,
of cool
not
things.
yet. I
Yeah,
got some stuff. I got some stuff in the
yeah,
works. So
yeah. So I won't spill any beans. But bottom line is, the only way you're gonna see those things is if you subscribe. So subscribe to my man. Get him to 100 so he can shoot that gift out he's been trying to shoot out to y'all for the past few weeks.
yes, sir.
Get him to 100 on YouTube.
200. We need them likes, need them comments, need to subscribe. Appreciate you guys. It's another episode of Danny Dimensions with my boy, Coach Rob. We
All
out of
right.
here. Peace.
Deuces. Peace and love, everybody.